Hi and welcome. This is my May review for Capricorns. We start the month with a very nice aspect between Venus and Jupiter. This is always an aspect that gives you an optimistic outlook. Have fun and enjoy yourself on this day. And this is in your third house, so get involved with your local environment, local area. Now, we also have Pluto retrograde at the start of the month, and as you well know, Pluto's been going through your sign for a long time, so you've had lots of time to work with it. But if you still have things to do, then this is an ideal time. You've got until the 8th of October to go within, see if there's anything in your life that you're trying to control that probably isn't controllable, because if so, you're putting in a lot of effort for no end. So look at this, also, this is a good time to look at yourself within and see if you can get to know yourself a bit better, and to also look at any negative behaviour patterns that you've been carrying on, and really you have a good chance to stop them now. When Pluto goes direct on the 8th of October, everything will materialise in the outer world, so it's best to deal with them now while you have this opportunity over the next 5 months. There's another aspect on the 4th which needs you to be in tune with yourself and your energies. This is a conjunction between the Sun and Uranus. Now this will always bring sudden upsets if you're not on the right path, if you're not doing the right things. But if you are, then everything will be running well and you'll be able to come up with some fantastic new ideas, because this is happening in your 5th house, the house of creativity. We also have an aspect from Mars to the Sun, so this will help. This will give you the confidence to do what it is you would like to do, and make sure it's something new, something different that will brighten up your life, add a bit of spark to your everyday life. There's two other aspects on the 4th. We have a conjunction between Vesta, the asteroid, and Saturn. This is happening in your 2nd house. Now, this lasts for 6 days. This is a time when you may tend to overwork. You may want to get on with things. You may want to achieve, especially financially, materially. There may be a goal or something you really desire that you want to purchase or have, and this will drive you forward. But don't overwork yourself too hard. Don't forget, it's good to take a break every now and then. Now the other aspect is to do with relationships. This is between Venus and the Black Moon Lilith. The Black Moon Lilith in your 7th house means that your relationships could be quite spicy at this time. But Venus wants you to make sure that you're able to express yourself openly and honestly within your relationships. And if you're unable to do that, then this is time to sit down and talk about it and iron things out. On the 5th we have another light-hearted day and a positive aspect from Venus, this time to Mercury. Mercury's in your 6th house. This is the house of everyday work, your routines, diet, exercise. So this is a day when you can be much more light-hearted and maybe enjoy yourself and make things a little bit more pleasurable for yourself when you're doing these activities. Then on the 10th, Mercury goes retrograde. This is our 2nd planet retrograde, and again you can work with the energy while it goes internal. And there are things to do. The lesson of Mercury retrograde in the 6th house is about being of service to others, so put that to the front of your mind and make sure you can work with that over the next 3 weeks. Now the other thing we need to do is to analyse. The 6th house is about analysing things, and it's a good time now to analyse where you are in life. What's your next move going to be? You obviously have a plan, but it's time to rethink it now, re-evaluate it, and you may come up with some totally different conclusions. And then when Mercury goes direct, you can put them into practice. Do you have hidden or unexpressed talents? Of course you do, everybody does. And we have an aspect on the 12th between the Sun and the Moon's North Node that will help you to uncover these or rediscover them. This is happening in your 5th house, the house of creativity. So this is an ideal opportunity to look deeply into this. You'll be analysing things anyway with that Mercury retrograde, so this is a great time to go within and discover these talents. Now Mars makes a fantastic aspect to the Sun, so he'll help and give energy and encouragement, and it may be a time to be more autonomous and to go alone, and make sure this time that you fully commit to this, be dedicated to what it is you want to do now. Maybe a little twinge of guilt that comes into your consciousness on the 15th, because the Sun makes a square to Saturn. Now Saturn's in that second house of finances. That may be that you're just a little bit concerned about how much money you may be spending, especially as you're developing this new line or new area with your creative talents. And it could be that you're just a little bit concerned about the money side of things, but you can soon iron that out. And also there's another aspect on the same day, and that's between Venus and the Chiron healing planet. This is in your 4th house. This is the house of the past, so maybe something that is re-emerging, that's creeping back in from the past that you need to deal with. There's a full moon on the 16th, and this is in Scorpio, so it's a very intense and emotional full moon, and it's in your 11th house. So maybe now, because you've been doing a lot of work in that 5th and 6th house areas, maybe now you need to have some validation from either your partner, friends or colleagues or family as to what you're doing. So you want to be clear that people will support you, and obviously you need that going forward. But with this full moon, it's also a lunar total eclipse, so this is a very strong and powerful full moon, and it may be a time when you're asked to take more control or more responsibility. This could be within a group situation or amongst your circle of friends or colleagues. Now, with this comes a certain amount of effort, obviously, but you may have to put more effort into taking control of things. You may have to kind of stand up and be counted to do with this eclipse. Now, the other thing we have with the 11th house is aims and goals for the future. So this ties in well with all the changes that are going on in that 5th house with your creative talents and things. So you need to maybe just review them and make sure that you keep in touch with everything that's going on at the moment, and make sure that you adjust your aims and goals so that they are very, very much achievable. On the 17th we have a conjunction between Mars, the planet of ego, and Neptune, the dissolver of egos. This could be a day when you're kind of out of sorts, that you may feel like you're suspended in midair or kind of floating, and maybe a sensation of like powerlessness. So don't be afraid, this will happen and soon pass, but it's not a good idea to do anything too physical, or it's not a day for concentrating, because you just won't be on the ball. But then things soon return to normal, and on the 18th we have the Sun making a positive aspect to that retrograde Pluto. So this is a time that you'll get insight. This is a time the Sun will shine its light on what it is you need to do while Pluto is retrograde, and maybe this will highlight some of those behaviour patterns that you need to work on. Mercury retrograde gets 2 aspects. The first on the 19th is from Jupiter, the second on the 21st is a conjunction from the Sun. Now, we spoke about Mercury retrograde and what you need to do. This is an ideal time now. Jupiter will help you realign yourself, get your power source centered. This is your health, your diet, your exercise. They all need to be now in peak condition so that you're ready to move full steam ahead when Mercury goes direct. And with the Sun coming in on the 21st, making this conjunction, again this will help you to see what it is you've got to do. The Sun will shine a light on the Mercury issues that you need to sort out. It will help you analyse and to fine-tune your intentions really for when it goes direct. We have 2 positive aspects on Sunday the 22nd, and it's a great time to do work, any projects around the home, because we have Jupiter, who's now moved into the 4th house of the home and in Aries, make a positive aspect to the Sun. So this is going to be good for just about anything you do on this day. It's a very fortunate and beneficial aspect. Now, the other aspect is from Mars to Pluto. Again, this is a positive aspect. This will give you the energy, this will give you the intensity and the conviction to follow through on anything that you decide to do. On the 23rd we have what could be a challenging aspect for you Capricorns. We have Ceres, the asteroid, making a conjunction with the Black Moon Lilith. Now these are two primal archetypes and certainly are two sides of the same coin. This is happening in your 7th house of relationships, and so this could be an interesting time for you. It could be a time when you merge these two together. On one side of the coin we have Ceres, who is the eternal mother, represents the nurturing side within us. But then on the other side of the coin we have the Black Moon Lilith, who is the original sinner and who represents the sexual promiscuous side of us all. So if you can merge these two together, then this could be fantastic because you can have a really good relationship. If not, there could be challenges, and also this conjunction could bring up challenges from the past, issues from the past that were left unresolved and need resolving now. Venus makes a positive aspect to Saturn on the 24th. Venus is now in the 4th house, Saturn in that 2nd house of finances. So it's a time that you can sit down and discuss responsibilities, duties, obligations connected to the home, financial issues, and you can talk about them openly and they will be received well. And then on the 26th there's an aspect from Venus to Pluto. This means you can then integrate and make good what you've discussed with the Saturn aspect. On the 28th it's good for fortunate action because Mars makes a conjunction with Jupiter, and this is what what describes this aspect. It's good for just about anything physical. This is good for sports, this is good for projects, DIY, and it's happening in your 4th house. So it'd be ideal for gardening or DIY when you've got a lot of physical work to do. Also we have Mars making an aspect to the Black Moon Lilith on this day, so this is a day when you'll be happy to break convention and push the boundaries out, and you have the confidence to do that with this aspect that's going on. So channel that energy well, make good use of it. The new moon in Gemini on the 30th is perfect timing, because if you remember, Gemini is where your Mercury sits and is about to go direct. So all the work you've been doing over the last 3 weeks is going to really pay off now. This could be an ideal opportunity to start new ventures. You know, you've been thinking about diet, health, exercise. It's a good idea now to gather as much information as possible and put these into action so that you'll be in peak condition to go full steam ahead with all your new plans. I hope you've enjoyed the May review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a message, I'd be glad to hear from you.